All right, 14th of March. So let's take a look at gold, Euro dollar, Dow Jones, Bitcoin. Okay, this is gold. Now, we had some up levels on gold yesterday. These were targets up there. As you can see, the market at Astro hours again. This is the bottom low. If you know technical analysis, you would have understood this is the low of Asia. And the market picked up exactly at the Astro hours. We expect the market to still come down into this zone. This is why I marked in this area yesterday. Let's take a look at the PST levels of today. There you go. See, guys, that's it. Now, remember, I also post the Astro hours. All right. So as you can see, the market made that goodbye kiss. We had that level yesterday, so no surprise, as you can see. All right, right on the line there. Let's get rid of that. So we're expecting the market to pop up. And that was the first spot because of this level here. But as you can see, the market's done that nicely and it covered all the gaps. So market selling is not a bad idea. And that, as you can see, it came to the target, and that's your Astro hour right there. And the market, as you can see, is sizzling down. So we've got Astro hours again. If it pushes up, you're okay to sell this, in my opinion. And then we should kind of like start coming down. It needs to at least come down here. Okay, because this is where the market broke out. So what you can actually do is bring this here, pull it here. Okay, so this is the level the market should come back into, at least. Okay, if it goes back up into that zone, it's okay to sell. We can get rid of these now. I'll keep that, but let's get rid of that white line. And that's basically is on the weekly. Let's just check it out again. Okay, so we've got room to fall down into 52. That's 1860 on the daily. On the weekly, no real drama. So 1860 is going to be, let's just put it on the radar. That's 1893. 1860 is going to be there. Okay, so that's on the PST level. And that's also logical. You can see this is where the kind of market broke out. Okay, so if that's 1860, we've got the weekly pivot there as well. Why? Because there's a gap as well. So the market should come back and fill on the, any retracement up at Astro hours to sell. I think you can push it down. This is the first zone to be careful about. And then this is going to be the second zone to be careful about, because that's the breakout there, which is this zone here, right? But eventually we should come into this zone here. We should come to the weekly pivot or even lower to fill, okay? Euro dollar, let's take a look at this as well. Now, euro dollar, let's see on the weekly what we've got. I said there's a good buy kiss location here, 62.71. That's 1.08 up here. Okay, so the market still has a bit of breathing space to go up. Yesterday, these were the Astro hours. Today's Astro hours are here. I've marked them all in. As you can see, yesterday I said the market should come. There are places to buy. I said if it's an Astro hour, you can buy in this zone here. Okay, and also in this zone. This was a bit of a big zone, but all you needed was the Astro hours. As you can see from here, the market started to turn down. Right here actually was Astro hours. Retested the high within the zone, twisted down, and as soon as that Astro hour finished, as you can see, the market just stalled, and then we have a breakout here at 4. Okay, so that's that. So the market pushing up, coming back into the Astro hours here in this zone, as you can see, and then sizzling down again. Now with the euro dollars, I'm going to get rid of this. Okay, let's take a look at the daily. If the market starts to pull back, your first spot is going to be this 1.0690. okay, so keep an eye on 1.0690. okay, there. So we should fall below that to come to there, 48, which is 1.0631. 1.0631 is going to be there. Okay, so we should pull into this zone. So I'm going to make this a little tighter. I'm going to do that. I'm still going to keep this here, okay, because there's a gap here, so the market could come slightly lower, and it's worth being mindful of that. and that's it. So if the market comes up, especially this is a good zone, the white line and the high of yesterday is a good zone. As you can see, we had even highs here. Yesterday it took them out, so it took all the stops out. If it comes back up again into an astro hour, selling is a good option. Here you need to cover the trade. All right, don't go selling here, obviously. If it goes up, it's better to sell because then you can cover the trade. US 30, same kind of mentality here. As you can see, we're in this zone here. It's an indecision here. What to do now on the weekly? We've done all the targets here, so we've got to be a bit careful with this one. Okay. Now, yesterday at the astro hours, look what happened. Okay, these are the levels from last week. Okay, that's Friday. So these levels, okay, were still done. As you can see, that's an astro hour. That's an astro hour. See how the market from one astro hour to the other. Look how it's moving. One astro hour to the next astro hour to the next astro hour. If it matches your pricing, it works out really good. Now you might think, well, why didn't we have a line here? We had higher lines here. Well, look, if you're trading intraday, this is 15-minute chart. You need to mark in your zones, don't you? You need to understand where the manipulation is, where the market broke down before, that kind of stuff. If you don't know how to calculate these, then you can't match price to time. Okay, so you understand this is a technical price level. Market comes up at the astro hour. As you can see, it just sizzles down. So let's take a look at the daily today. Here, as you can see, the first resistance is 32, and that's 32,134. 32,134. There. Okay, and these I'm going to get rid of these. All right, these are from last week, so that's that. And if it breaks above that, we've got room to go to 40, 56, 43, 45. So the first stop will be 32,450. 32,450, that's your weekly pivot, so I'm going to get rid of that. Okay, so if the market pushes up, we've got reason to go there. If it breaks out, this is the first target, and because it's a weekly pivot and a PST level, it's not a bad spot to take profit and to look for reversal opportunities. Why? Because the market is still in a selling mode, right? So if you take a look at the daily, we're still in the selling mode. If it goes up, pushing down is an option. 32,500 is also on the radar. Let's see if it matches any. 32,450, 500. Let's do this. 32,450, 500. Okay, so we should be around there. We should get into that zone and then look for sell opportunities here. If you want to buy, I wouldn't stand in front of it because there's room to go down. So looking for positions to sell is a better option, and doing that on the weekly pivot is looking like a good idea. Okay, because we can come up, take out these stops here, retest these levels and push down. Okay, if you want to go up into that direction, it's a bit tricky because with all the bank collapses, it's a bit more tricky. But if you want to buy, then what you can do is, let's see, this is the level the market broke out. It's retested that. Maybe you can do it here, either on the daily pivot opening, the low of Asia. So it'll be something like this. Okay. Or the market may want to retest, okay, this breakout's starting point there. Okay, that's also an option, as you can see. All right, other than that, I don't see anything. All right, let's take a look at Bitcoin. With Bitcoin, we had that level. Let's just take a look at Bitcoin with the other bigger time frame chart. Okay, so that's the monthly. Okay, so there's a big push up, as you can see. As long as we're below this, the market still has downside pressure. If we start breaking above this, then on the pullbacks, you can keep going up on this one. On the weekly, we're right at the resistance there. Maybe we'll head slightly higher. Okay, it's not a problem. Let's see what that is. 62, 65, 25, 9, 63, 26, 5, 60. So maybe we'll head up a little bit more. And like I said, look at that weekly. Market comes to the targets right on the PST, and they bought. This is why the PST indicator is really crucial for our targeting, as you can see. On the daily, we've got this. Okay, so this is the daily. Let's see how that pans out. Let me get rid of this. Okay. Let's do that. So on the daily, looking to sell is not a bad idea. All right. Why? Because we've got the breakout here, and what's caused that is this bar here. So on the daily, you can look to sell here. Okay. As you can see, the market is pretty loyal to that level at the moment, right on there. So looking to sell from these levels is okay. And that's pretty much it. So with Bitcoin as well, I'd put my Astro hours and focus on, reversal into this zone. It should come back to cover this. Remember, I talked about this level before. It broke out, but it needs to come back and retest it now. Okay, so selling is not a bad idea to come back at least into this zone. You should find yourself back in this zone. Okay, and that's that, and then maybe all the way down here to cover that as well. Okay.